Yeah, that's absolutely actually extremely near and dear to my heart. One of my most favorite things I did, I was given an opportunity at one of our clients, which is actually a safety net organization in the Bay Area. And anybody who's in California understands in safety net this program called QIP, right, which is an incentive based program that rewards you truly for incentives to drive measurable outcomes. There's probably about 60 measurable outcomes that gets changed, every so often. Like some things stay the same with modifications year after year, but it is an incentive program. And in this organization, what I was extremely proud of that I learned there was these 60 measurable outcomes are all about making patients' lives better and healthier at the end of the day, right? So I'll just pick one example. As a female, one thing that really comes to mind is making sure one of those measures was ensuring that all women age between 50 and 74 do get a mammogram every 2 years, because we all want to make sure early detection helps us, right, with a lot of the breast cancer treatment protocols that come thereafter. So think about that one difference it makes, and you're measuring 60 different outcomes and you're being incentivized to do that. Well, that means when I hit all the cylinders for that QIP program and I bring in the 100% of the 100% of that incentive program, that means for all these patients, we're measuring their outcomes and we're hitting every one of those requirements. To me, that's something that I think is extremely powerful. In fact, one thing that, Rich, working with WallStack, that I really love about your platform and what it is able to do to bring and harness that data is the ability for us to really use those data sets, to mine those data sets, create those data definitions, and build out those outputs that you can actually rinse and repeat every single time for this program to drive the outcomes, because there isn't really a central place in today's world that offers that best solution. And so it's been something I've been really taking on as a personal journey of mine. Like, how do we create this service for everybody around the industry who doesn't have the ability to leverage that type of data to drive that type of revenue? So example, with this client I worked with, part of the QIP incentive program brought in like 60 million a year as an example. And that's a very big difference from a revenue standpoint, but how wonderful it is to be able to be incentivized to get that revenue as a result of driving patient outcomes.